Hello, and welcome back to the Ambassadors of Gaming. I'm one in your army of hosts, Ambassador Michael, and today we'll be discussing the much anticipated Borderlands 3. Let's just go right into what Darrell has to say. Back in 2009, Gearbox launched the first in what is now regarded by many as the king of the looter shooter, Borderlands. In 2012, it received a sequel, which was regarded as a huge success, and then in 2014, the pre-sequel, primarily developed by 2K Australia with only assistance from Gearbox, arrived as well. Telltale Games also made a game in the franchise, Tales from the Borderlands, arriving in 2015, which was set after the events of Borderlands 2. In March 2019, we received the news that Borderlands 3 was a reality and the looter shooter, or action RPG first-person shooter, was coming back. The third game is set sometime after Handsome Jack's death and the subsequent fall of Hyperion. The antagonists this time are the Calypso twins of Troy and Tyrene, who discover that other vaults exist outside the planet of Pandora. They lead the cult called the Children of the Vault to gain possession of these vaults. The new commander of the Crimson Raiders is Lilith, who is a siren and was one of the playable characters from the first Borderlands, who now is in charge, recruits your chosen Vault Hunter to stop the twins. You don't need to have played the previous games to enjoy this, but if you are deciding on getting this, then getting Borderlands, which was recently re-released as a Game of the Year edition, and the Handsome Jack collection, especially for Part 2, are highly recommended. Visually, it's still the comic book art style we associate with the franchise. In fact, Randy Pitchford went on Twitter to state, quote, "We always called it concept art style or graphic novel art style. I guess we were trying to be classy, but there's nothing wrong with comic book style." End quote. Concept artist Amanda Christensen also took to Twitter to back up his claims, saying it's not cel-shaded. Quote, "I think comic book style is probably the most accurate descriptor. Also, there isn't a magic button and engine that makes it happen. Everything is meticulously hand-painted and inked." End quote. Even in 2019, the game looks great. I've been playing with resolution as my preferred choice on Xbox One X, and it looks to me really crisp and clean, and the implementation of 4K HDR10 enhances the game so much. The game is still the same crazy Borderlands we know with the mayhem and the humor. If you want a tactical shooter, then I suggest you look elsewhere, as Borderlands is not that kind of game and never has been. But if you want manic mayhem, crass humor, and insane action and characters, then I suggest you look no further. I'll add I've only played in resolution mode on Xbox One X, and I'm unable to comment on base Xbox One, PS4, or PS4 Pro and the PC versions, but I have had none of the performance issues that have been reported so far in my gameplay. I'm not saying they don't exist, but after a few hours gameplay with some with extremely heavy combat, it has run solidly for me. The only exception to note is when I've recorded a clip or taken a screenshot and the console tells me it's taken the capture, then more often than not it will freeze for a split second. It's not game breaking, it's not really annoying, but it also shouldn't happen. Break in here, I have indeed played Borderlands 3 with base level Xbox One players. I haven't really had any issues. We had some connection issues, but for the most part that's been our issue. Our bugs have been related almost completely to server internet connection issues. We had a few bugs with gravity and clipping and some stuff like that, but that was about it. Anyways, back to what Darrell has to say. On console, you are best choosing the resolution mode for better gameplay, according to Polygon. Again, I chose resolution mode, which so far I am not experiencing issues, but if you are concerned, it can't hurt to dig around or ask friends who may own it. And I'm sure other AOG ambassadors will have purchased this and be able to shed more light. I just did. In terms of the gameplay mechanics, it's more of the same, except now we have the addition. Of a slide and mantle system. So you can either mid-air press jump to grab a nearby ledge, or whilst running, press crouch and slide along the ground. Not new to the genre, but a welcome addition to the franchise. Story-wise, it seems a typical Borderlands game, with events set over a main story and several side quests, which is similar to the franchise. Personally, I love this game, I love the franchise, and the games are fun solo or co-op. Borderlands 3 also has a fixed 2-player loot, so loot hogging can be a thing of the past if you so choose. If you're a fan of the franchise or remotely interested in it, then this should, in my honest opinion, be on your radar. It could be a contender for Game of the Year, and if it won, you'd not get complaints from me. I'm personally glad the vault hunting is back, and based on this, it's back in style. Friends, I'm not sure there's much more I can say. I think Darrell covered all the bases here. So as always, I'll leave you with some screenshots to enjoy, and I will see you. Goodbye, friends.